Let's get this question answered right now.
Here with HistoricConsulting.com. Today we're dropping a pin at the tomb of voodoo priestess Marie Laveau here in St. Louis Cemetery number 1. Now, Marie Laveau is known as the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. She's synonymous with the practicing of voodoo in this town, and there's been a lot of legends and tales built around her life, but I'm here to tell you most of those legends and tales are total BS. So what's the fact and what's the legend? Well, number one, she's known as the Voodoo Queen, but in fact there is no such thing as a Voodoo Queen. She was a Voodoo priestess. In Haiti, she'd be known as a Mambo, which is a high-ranking clergy within the religion. Number two, Marie Laveau was actually two people. It was a mother and a daughter. The mother was a free woman of color, and she was a hairdresser, and she practiced voodoo in the mid-1800s. Her daughter inherited that title and practiced voodoo all the way up until the 1890s. Now, Marie Laveau was also a devout Catholic in that she attended Catholic Mass every day and then practiced voodoo in private. And lastly, voodoo is not about sticking pins in dolls and wishing ill will on people. It's a blending of African spiritual beliefs and Catholicism, and really is a religion that asks for positive outcomes and blessings. Check the facts.
That is not even what a voodoo queen is. A voodoo queen is the matriarchal spiritual leader of her family in an agricultural society, ain't ladies? They lead the family rituals. The family rituals, ain't ladies, have music and dance and symbolism in them, and there's rum. I'm going to go on, Clannies, and see if I can teach people something about voodoo. Visit Clannies. Would you like to take with you a chicken bone? With the chicken still on it, Clannies? I don't think so. What do you think might be on a chicken bone? Clannies. Yes. What did you think would be on a chicken bone? I hate that, Clannies. When you ad-lib your life. You were supposed to say, for your protection, but start it with me, Clannies. I'm going to be back in just a little while.
And then praise God for that. That's all it means. Next one, put your hands on your hips, make the girls jump. That's make the girls jump. That's the one you get in the man's face and be like, you can't do that, can you? And then you knock him down with your feet. Now, we're going to start off with praise God first, only for like 30 seconds. Praise God first. You're going to move to Ocean Mother. You're going to move to Woman Dominance. Okay? All right, here we go. Bang, then dropping it, get back up. I pick Bianca up and throw her ass in the air. She twirling and stuff. Like, y'all didn't see all that yet. Now, we're drumming and we're dancing. Now, Pretty Mother, come on over here and stand right here for me. Now, when she hears the drumming and the dancing and stuff, because remember, oh, here she come now. It's too late now, we can get dancing. She gonna want to dance for y'all. I'm just gonna wait till after we get done with the whole circle. All right, now when you hear the drumming, you're gonna wrap up your prayer. And when you wrap up your prayer, you're gonna make your way out the bushes. You're gonna have a stick in your hand. It's a regular old stick you found in the woods. And it's what you wanna do with that stick that's the most important thing of all. I'm going to explain what this symbol is. Line through the cross. So the cross represents the crossroads. The line through the cross right there represents Papa Legba's cane. Now, Mom, you're drawing his veve on the ground. What is a veve? A veve is a religious symbol that every spirit has. Every Orisha, every Luwa has their own distinct symbol that is completely different from the other. That we draw on the ground to say, hey, spirit, we're calling you right here to this location right now. This is where we need you. Now, what's that in blue? What you see in blue is family lineage, showing where her parents come from, where their parents come from, where their parents come from, where their parents come from, etc., etc., etc. The blue is like a secret language they teach us as children. They've been teaching us this since we were kids. Teaching voodoo queen or a real voodoo priestess came out here right now and saw this on the ground. They'll say, oh, look, there's a veve for Papa Legba. Let's see. Person that drew this is half Haitian, half Louisiana Creole. His mom's from Haiti, father's from Louisiana. Mother's a high priestess in Haitian voodoo. Mother also went to Africa, became a Benin Vodou priestess. Father's not initiated in nothing, but his mom is a high priestess in plantation voodoo. And the person that drew this is just like his mom, a double voodoo priest. Like his mom, he's a high priest in Haitian voodoo. Unlike his mom, he's a high priest in plantation voodoo. He's never been to Africa. They can see all that inside of this veve. Now, this is only 3 generations of my family. I could have kept going with this for another 50 generations, y'all. Could have. My mama only gave me permission to show y'all 3. However, at the end of the tour, we're in the tour at my brother's shop. When we get there, just so you guys know, my brother is rebellious. He is. Kirk is rebellious. Anyway, some of y'all may have heard of him. His name is Ashley Sin Moise. He has a veve that he drew on an item in there, and it goes back 50 generations. If y'all remind me when we get to the shop in a few, I'll point it out to you guys. Just, you gotta remind me, because I'll...
Hi folks, my name is Belfazar Ashanti-san. I work here at Voodoo Authentica in the French Quarter at 612 Domain. We get asked on a daily basis, what is voodoo? Voodoo is truly a blanket term. It covers several different African traditional religion offshoots, as well as the African traditional religions themselves. Voodoo is a combinative belief system. It combines several different elements, most notably African traditions that were ripped from Africa because of the slave trade and transported here throughout the Caribbean corridor. You have things like Obia, Shango Baptiste, Kimbanda, Umbanda, Santeria, Condomble. All of these are traditions that were created because of the African slave trade.
Some of the Osha and the Oria. How about this one? Yamaya, Oya, Chango, Oshan, Olegua, Obatala, Ogun.
Imagine, if you will, being a group of people told you can never have your own language anymore, you can never have your own music anymore, you can never have your own religion anymore. If you gather in groups of 3 or more, 2 of you are being killed.
So if you're part of a subsistence economy, you have deities associated with water. You remember Mr. Roby said part of the dance was Ocean Mother, who is the source of all life. The Greeks, the Egyptians, the Romans had gods and goddesses, deities and minor deities around water.
By the way, here's your new patron saint. So in order to mask themselves originally, they started looking for similarities between the saints and the Orisha. So that's where we get the syncretization of the saints.
The point that he's trying to make, that other people have their own concept of deities and realities, which, by the way, are similar. One of these bracelets I bought at the voodoo shop, Voodoo Authentica, as a matter of fact, and another one of these bracelets I bought at the Catholic Church bookstore. This is what he... Hopi Kachina butterfly dancers. Zuni eagle dancers. Had some deities in charge of keeping you safe. Imagine that.
That's cute that I filmed in front of the fire truck. A drum circle. The drum circle is very interesting. Every member of the circle has to hit the top of the drum at exactly the same infosecond, or else the drum won't sound correct. So all of these people end up breathing in sync and working in sync. That's very interesting. Machines, as it turns out, during their prayer time, their brain waves change, their respiration becomes calmer, they become more open, more enlightened, more peaceful.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
There were some deities to help you defend from diseases or accidents or bad luck or plague. There were deities in charge of your personal health, the health of your wife, your farm animals, your children, your crops. That's it. We're ready to go back in now. We've heard the stories about the different gods. We've heard where voodoo came from. Now I can talk to you about the voodoo dolls and the apothecary shop. So all we're going to do is go back in and finish at Voodoo Authentica. And then we're going to go to Mr. Roby's family and back to the park. No, erase that. That's not what we're doing. We're going to go to Mr. Roby's shop and look at the Vivet with all of the names on it. Then we're going to go along the river and talk about some of the African gods. We want to listen to the African. We got to go back to Congo Square and see the dancers. We have to check on Aunt Clay. I said no, don't do that. You were ready to do some other things here today. Stop that. Oh man, don't leave me. Don't leave me.